Hello viewers. Nowadays we are discussing always about consumer protection. Consumer protection has become a buzzword. Previously this word consumer is not very much in existence because of certain happenings during 1960s and so. This consumer word has become popular. Earlier these consumers are called as citizens. So today we will have to discuss why consumer needs protection. There are several legislations that are protecting the citizens, but why especially for consumers? This is one aspect that we need to understand. This particular question can be viewed from three angles. One is government angle. The second one is the consumer angle. The third one is societal angle. First, let us take why the governments are so keen on taking up legislations to protect the consumers. The answer is very simple. Without the active participation of the consumers in the market economy, there will be no demand for products. When there is no demand for products, then there will be no production. Then ultimately, the country's economic progress will be at stake. So, in order to get a good hive for the economy, the government should always encourage consumers to buy goods and services. Then only manufacturing activity goes on. Without consumer, that will not happen. To safeguard the economic interests, government is keen on protecting the interests of the consumers. Suppose if consumers has no belief, if he is not protected, then naturally he will not participate in the market economy. He has to have faith on the markets. If his confidence is shattered, he will not come to the market. With this in view, in 1975 onwards, United Nations started thinking of providing consumer protection, made lot of studies for almost 20 years and ultimately formulated guidelines for consumer protection. That is the motive behind governments to say or to legislate about consumer protection. The second thing is from the consumer angle. Though we say the literacy rate in India is improved a lot, still what we could achieve is only functional literacy. That is not enough to protect oneself from the fraudulent methods being adopted by the markets. Added to it, the cyber crimes. Earlier, consumer used to go to a shop, purchase goods from the shop, and in case of any defect in the goods, he used to go there and return those goods to the shop person. But now they are purchasing from online, and the supplier may not be at fault. At times, the thieves in the internet, online thieves, might do any kind of mischief and take away your money which you have sent for the purchase of goods. With all this, with illiteracy or poor literacy or with the advancement of technology and the consumer's behavior while buying goods is also very typical. First he buys goods and then repent. He is not very much habituated to even read the material that is provided on the packet. He is negligent, but still consumer has to be protected. So from consumer angle, this is where he needs protection. But there is a counter argument also for this consumer protection. When consumers are submitting themselves to the frauds voluntarily, why he needs protection. This is one aspect. Nowadays, people are talking against consumer protection. Whatever might be the arguments and the counter arguments, from the consumer angle, he needs protection for all these reasons. And the third one is from the angle of society. The markets have become a brooding place for frauds. So if a consumer enters into a market, new cheating methods are researched and adopted. So when new types of cheatings are taking place, it becomes difficult for him to find out whether there is a fraud involved in it or not. So society wants the government to curb such fraudulent activities in the market. As a Chinese philosopher correctly said, when there is honesty in business, there will be peace in society. For this purpose, consumer need to be protected. And fourth or lastly, from the business angle, consumer needs to be protected. Without a customer, there is no business. Take for example, on September 11th, when terrorist attacks took place on United States, where the terrorists used aeroplanes as bombs to destroy the buildings, suddenly consumers' confidence is lost on airlines, and many of the airlines came to a grinding halt. They suffered huge losses. They had to remove employees because no one was taking the air route. When consumers' confidence is shattered, it is very difficult for them to regain that confidence. So without a customer, there is no business. Customer in the sense consumer. So it is not that all business establishments are cheating the customers. Those who wish to make a quick money, they are playing some frauds and making money. And similarly, some consumers are there who wants more money with less investment. So both are at fault. Greedy consumers or greedy businessmen, they ruin the society. So again, when you discuss about this, consumer needs protection. This is one reason almost all the member countries of United Nations adopted the consumer guidelines for protection drafted by United Nations and made very good legislations. This is what actually John F. Kennedy in 1962 openly said, consumers need to be in the front seat, but unfortunately they are given the back seat. This is time for us to bring consumers to the front seat. He declared a Bill of Rights, and ultimately he gave for the first time in the world 4 consumer rights. This is the need of consumer protection.
ఈ కార్యక్రమం మీకు ఎంతగానో నచ్చింది కదా. ఇటువంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం డాక్టర్ సమరం కన్స్యూమర్ అవేర్నెస్ ఛానల్ వినియోగికి సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. అలాగే ప్రక్కనున్న గంట సింబల్ ని ప్రెస్ చేయడం మర్చిపోకండి.
Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.